I'll download. What's happening? Oh. I think the network at your side is not really good. Oish. Um, this what is going to happen. Okay, try again before we go on. Before you do that, try again. Go to that R project, the download R 4.5.1 for Windows, the one that have crane. Click on it. Allah Akbar. Aish. Because of time constraint, maybe after the class, we can schedule. I can schedule a session for you. But okay, which one going to happen? Search for Google Collab. Can use another route like that. Google Collab. uh, Google Collab. Collab space collab. Okay. Click on it. Mm-hmm. Click on the Google Collab or notebook. Yeah, click it. Oof. Uh, this is what's going to happen. You can just follow us and try and note some point. Actually, I will be able to record to today's class, and after the class you can just DM me. Maybe we are going to resolve that, whether it's your PC or I don't know, but after the class, so that we won't waste a lot of our time. So thanks. You can stop sharing your screen. So I welcome everyone to today's session, and inshallah, we try our best yesterday, and we are going to proceed and see what we can cover on introduction to R programming today. And so before we proceed, Ayila Ibrahim and I think Salamat Abdul Fattah. I think both of you attend the class yesterday. Have you lay your hands on some exercise, like okay, like have you lay your hands on what we did yesterday, or you are unable to do anything? And have you download RID and R Studio? Oops, okay. But you must download it, because if we are able to cover grant today, I'm going to give us some projects and exercise, and I pray we are able to cover the grants. But just as me, I love going deep at sometimes. Okay, inshallah, inshallah. Bismillah. What about brother Ibrahim? Okay, thank you very much. So today we stopped at array yesterday, and we stopped at array yesterday. But before we continue with array, we have two, like, do I call it unsolved problem? That's regarding double as a type or data type in R, because I was unable to resolve it yesterday. I was mistaking it for numerics, and I checked the book I usually that I read before, and so I was able to resolve that. And also I mistake some function. I'm using six dot time, but it's not supposed to be six dot time. It's supposed to be uh system dot time. So we are going to continue from there today. uh let me use let me okay let me just use a new script, or I just continue here. Now, if you want to use double, shift the main difference between double and numerics is that double allow you to store decimal. For instance, double, if you have a double, like, let us create a vector called shift aliu okay aliu shift 3.5 comma 3.8 comma 4.9. So this is an atomic vector, a forms of data type, and let us store the object. Then we now want to know whether it is true that it's double, so it's dot double aliku. Okay, then let us run it. Oh, what is this? Aliku. Okay. Oh, be careful of spelling. So it's not double. Is it true? It's true. So double allow you to store a decimal number. That's the main difference between numeric. And you can even convert your double, if you have main number, like if you have, like, let us say aliu is shift, let us put it as atomic vector 2, 4, 6, 7. Then if you run aliu, now you know that this is numerics, or let us check whether it's numeric or not. Type of shift aliu, or we can look for his class. Uh, oh, uh-huh, uh-huh. So it's that so that Aliu is double. We can now convert it to numeric as dot numeric Aliu. Now let us now test whether Aliu is numeric or double. Is dot double Aliu. That's that's one thing. Actually, I'm going to go deep on double and numeric because there is no big difference. The only difference is that I know as far as I'm concerned is that double usually have this decimal, and your normal number like 3, 4, 5 can also be double, while numeric can is mainly 1, 2, 3, 4. But I will read further to know if there is any main difference between them, because it's also giving me is double as true. But let us proceed to the second one that I'm using sys.time instead of system.time. Shift. I think brother Ibrahim asked question on sys.time, and something popped to me that you can even check the amount of time you maybe there was an object like aliku and you want to know the amount of time it's used to run. There are some that can take about minutes. There are some functions like that, exactly when you are dealing with a large data set, but this one will be a mere seconds, 0.000 seconds. So we are going to use system.time. Lots sys.time that I'm using yesterday. Let us use aliku. So the time is too small. That's the reason why it was unable to showing us 00 like it. Now later I'm going to I'm going to use some data set today. We are going to see that it can use more time. It's going to show us time. So let us proceed to today's class. So I think we stop at array. So for array, now if you want to write for array, we can use something like, let us represent what can I use? Let me use ay shift. Now array will accept a vector and also an object called dim. No, we have done dim yesterday. We have done dim yesterday, and so we are going to that dim we're going to show. I told you yesterday that if you create an object go like this, the dim can help us to convert to two. This is 2 rows and 3 columns, something like that, sha. So that's the essence of dim. So like array will accept. Note that you can just write array, then input the argument. Before I proceed, I can show you the argument that I have told you yesterday. If you want to know more about any function, you can just press question mark, then that's object of function jare. So array, you can know the amount of argument that it accepts. It's going to show us from the console. Now it will accept this data, then accept dim, and this one dim names, it's there are for arguments. There are some arguments that in that a particular function, the arguments can be either optional or compulsory. For this one, it's only dim and data that is compulsory, and this data can be vector or anything. So let us create a vector that we are going to use. Let us create a vector. We can create that vector inside it, or we can use a vector that we have created before. Shift C, shift, then 1:6, 1. Let me use 20. 26. Then we can also use 30, 36. Then dim, it depends how we want it to look like. Dim is equal to C, comma 2, 3, and we can even make it 3, but let us leave it like this. Now if you press AY and run the update, so you now see that it helps us list. I'm coming on. Oh, it doesn't capture everything. Let me put it like 2, 3. Eh. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can make it 3 column like this to capture all the vector. So AY. So we now have 3 this vector. You can use one vector. It will accept one vector. It will accept just one vector, but I use 3 vector here. 1:6, 20 column 6, then 30 column 6. Then this dim, the essence of this dim, like when you have a dim data type, is just for you to like, is you want to use it to direct how you want it to show. This is 2 rows, 3 column. There is this, the last 3 is showing, will help you to show the amount of vector here. It will help you to include the third column. If you use 2 vector, you can just use 2, 3 directly. Are you following? Okay, so that's about array. Then the last one is factor. This factor, especially those in statistics and social science, it will be somehow useful for them, because even those in agric, all those healthcare and the likes, when they are dealing with categorical variable, this will be useful. Factor. Now, if you want to factor something, factor usually rank. For instance, maybe you collect a data about male and female, something like that. Is that someone that have used SPSS before? You can rank it. Okay, let all male be 1 and all female be, like, something like that sha. All the female will be 0 0, or you can also put some rank. Maybe you have something like a I think I have seen one form like that, where middle, all those categorical variables you can use. That's where factor is very particularly useful, and so you can use it a lot. So let us create a factor. Let's create if you have something like gender, an object gender, so you can add factor to that. You can just create an object directly, but you can add factor to it to show what C shift. It can accept F as female and M as male, but let us use it directly. C, these are the arguments that factor accept. It's just showing us its levels and the likes. I will show you what is meant by level later. Shift. Oh, sorry, sorry. This is a character numeric double integer. So it's now gender. Now it's showing us female, male, and male. So this is what is contained inside the vector, but it's showing us level. It means that female have higher level than male. That's the order. That's the order. That's the order that it takes male and female. It take female as the first and male as the second. We can, I think, attributes gender, if I'm not mistaken. So this was the level, male, female, then male, and also it's even showing us the class of this object, which is factor. There are some things that when you start to learn this programming language, just make sure you learn it very well. The reason is that if you are to do the object oriented programming very well, that do it deeply, you will see how you can use some of these things as a manipulation. You can use it to manipulate some complex analysis. That's where you begin to see their importance. So factor, then we have done vector. So let us lay our hands on some function, some common function. I think this, for convenience, I will save this script like this for now. Then later I'm going to create a new script so that it won't be too long. So you also be learning how to save script. So when you are done, you can just save it, or you press Ctrl X. And I usually save it into my working directory. You can even see some of the projects I have done before, and this is the my working directory. Let me call it R class. Then so it's for R file, usually save it as .r. That's R script. Usually save it as .r. And while there is something we call RMD, markdown file, I don't think we'll be able to cover that. So markdown is, I have told you before during the introduction, that is like your Google notebook, like Jupyter notebook, where you can just run and your code directly. So it's the basic file for R is R script .r, usually in .r. See now, our R class is now saved in .r. So this .r. So let's create a new file. You can just press your Ctrl N. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, Ctrl Shift N. So you can save it before we continue. I'm a fan of mouse, so when I'm using mouse, I don't usually bother myself with some shortcuts. So R class, Shift R class 2. Then you cannot start for some common function. So let me do it like this to make it Windows. But we are going to sacrifice this part. I want to make it easy like this, so that I won't be navigating. Then so we have round. The first function is round. When you have maybe you have done some analysis and calculation, you might want to round it to maybe 2 after decimal place or 3 after decimal place. For instance, if you have something like pi is, I want to use something that is long, so we can round it off. Pi is like your main pi. Everybody did mathematics. So if you run it, let us see pi 3 points, all this blah 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 blah. Then we can just round it off. Round function. It's a pre-built function in R. Pi. Now you also need more arguments. Like I told you before, you can look at what are the arguments that is accept. We need to know maybe the amount of decimal place we want to round it. Although it can accept this. Shift round. You see now, it accepts maybe a number or an object. Then it also accepts some digits. Now you want to round this off to 3 after decimal place. So comma 3. Then let's run our function. See now, 3.142. So it's round it off. So it's also useful. Another function that we are going to lay our hands on is factorial. Factorials. Yeah. Factorial. Now, for those that have done probability before they will understand what is meant by factorial. Let us just look at 5 factorial. I don't know the reason why I love 5 factorial. I even know it's value. So 120, it might be useful if you are doing something like that's related to probability and the likes. Then the next one is sample. This is useful majorly if you are doing like you want to calculate probability. So sample. Okay, before we use for the sample, let us create something like die. Ultimate Ludo, or those that usually like play Ludo. Die has 6 faces. So let us create we even have an object die before. Let me run it and let me see what is contained. Oh, we have confined to, I think, matrix. So let me create a new object. And I told you yesterday, if you create a new die, it will overwrite the previous one. So we have 1:6, or we can make it a vector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then so we can now have a sample die. It takes some arguments. Now for this die, how many times you want to roll it, how many times you want to like change it, that's what it means. So let us choose maybe 3. Then you want to calculate the probability of choosing 3, but you don't want to replace it. So by default replace is false. But if you want a probability with replace, we are going to use this argument. We are going to use it as true. Or sorry, if you want to like add a probability to it. So let us run it. That's 514. We can run it again and see what it gives us. To be giving you different value. You know, when you if you like roll a die, you'll be getting different value. That's exactly what is happening. You roll it 3 times. The first time you roll it, you get 2. Second 1, second 3. That's so. Let us proceed. It can be useful for some kinds of projects. So let us proceed. Let us waste time on it. Another function is me. Hey, almost everybody use me. Even I don't know whether our students usually use it, but almost all science, whether natural science or social science, me. Okay, let us use me of die. Me of die 3.5. Yeah, so we can also calculate it. We can also calculate its standard deviation. So SD shift die. Hey, this NA.rm, we can understand is important. There are some data that they will have no value or nil. So it will be better if you can just input NA.rm, so that when you are using some function, R will just ignore the NA. But one thing about R is that if you add anything or you multiply it anything by array, you just see that the value you get is NA. So let us run this. So the standard definition of die is 1.70829. Now let me show you what I mean by it. Die, that argument that was brought, make me remember, and NA shift NA. Now let us see what we are going to get. You see, you get NA, but if you are say if you now add, let us say that we create a new function, deep is equal to, let us create the factor shift NA comma 1 3 4. Let us leave it like this. We now have a function deep. Now let us now calculate mean shift deep. You see, we get NA, which is not supposed to be, but instead of having main deep, we can just comma NA dot RM. That is, you should remove NA. You now say true. So it's proceed despite the fact that NA is present among the data. That's the importance of that's the uses of NA.rm. You'll be using it a lot when you our call is will end in 15 minutes. So we are going to create a new link. Before I proceed, hope you are following. Now the next is okay. Let's have length. You have done something like length on your Excel before. You can also use length to calculate the length of you see now, it shows us the length of our vector. Like, see, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, let us calculate for the length of deep. Sorry. Four. 4 1 2 3 4. So that's about length. Another function is replicate. So something are just funny, it's also useful. Is that when you are dealing with something like replicate shift. Let us replicate our die. The argument is not like that. Look at this argument. Okay, let me show you here. Ask. You can't memorize everything, so sometimes you need to check the argument. You just have to understand how it works. Argument of replicate. Some people have like magic brain. So it's first accept the number of things how you want to replicate it. So it's also accept array or anything. So you can't start with die. We start with maybe like 1000. Let us choose 100 to avoid like populating our you see the effect of replicate. Let us run it. So you see now it's replicate it 1 2 3 4 5 6 in 100 times. So standard deviation, okay, length, and that's all. There is a lot of function, built-in function in R, and there is even a package. So to end this, let us just uh, create a function. Let us look at how the structure of a function usually look like, and we are going to see how it usually look like function. This, you see all these functions we are being used, like replicate, length, die, and the like. It was created by some people, so you can also create your own if you want to become R developer. So for our community and like, so let us see how the structure look like. Let us use the name of someone. um Salah Matu. Don't mind me. We want to create a function Salamatu. You just put like saved. So these are the basic structure. Then function. So you now put shift curly bracket. Then you can input anything here. Anything here. You can, this can contain a lot of things. Let's just put our die there. Doesn't necessarily, it can allow a lot of arguments. So it's based on how we want Salamatu to be working. But for this context of this class, we might not be able to go deep in function, because if you can write function, so you are becoming Agba in R. So it's Salamatu. So you see now that it is behaving like the main, replicate, and the likes. So it just shows what is contained by Salamatu. There are some things that if you pass I'm trying to remember this. If you pass like, okay, let us put it like this. Dice shift I'm trying to remember how you can pass. I want to pass an argument to it, so that you see you can put a lot of things. I don't want us to spend a lot of time, but I just want to like make us do some lay hands on something on it. But maybe we are going to proceed now. Later, if I could remember the remaining parts, if I could remember, I'm coming. Let me. It's supposed to give me the value, like. So let us proceed. How Are we following? Mm-hmm. So these are the exercise, but we now have some. Uh, Let me first look at how many minutes left. Uh, the call will soon end, and well, I'm coming. I want to create a new meeting link. I'm going to send it here. Mm, uh, so let us join through this link. So we can join through the new meeting now. I will end this call now. Yeah, 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 yeah. Should we proceed? So we can just proceed. Because of time factor, and see. Let me just share screen. So mhm. Are you seeing my screen? Oh, I'm coming. So let us just proceed. Are you seeing my screen? Okay. Now we stop at um, okay. Assuming that we create this, we can just write. I would like us to create sample dice independently, like just oh yeah.
Well done, come sir.
You are welcome. So let us run our function. It's supposed to work like this. Then proceed with the exercise. So if we create a vector of 10 students, because of our time, you can do that when I send the slide to you and the likes. I think you'll be able to do that, and just use function like max. We have tried lay our hands on function me and standard definition before. Now we have done dim, we have done array in part of data structure and atomic vector before. Now it's time to lay our hands on matrices list. Please can you mute your mic, brother Hassan?
Hey, yes, so sorry about that.
Okay,
Yeah, I enjoy it now. Thank you.
so we can lay our hands on matrices. If you want to, like, I'm coming. um uh, matrices, let me just put it like this. Now matrices, then now for a matrices you can have an atomic vector. We have done atomic vector before. Then it accepts atomic vector as an argument. Then you can specify the number of rows. Naturally it's usually moved by column matrices. Then you can specify that it should be in column, and you can also specify like by row by column. Let me show you the argument that it accepts. Matrix, okay. Now the data can be like your vector and the likes. N row, n column, by row. By default by row is false, and this is optional. Both of this is optional, and you can optional this, all of this, and just put n row, or you can option this n column and the likes.
Well done. Excuse me, please. Were you able to record the class?
I was able to record it.
What do you say?
I'm recording it now. You can able to
All right,
see.
now. Okay, okay. Well
Okay,
done. Thank you.
so we can now proceed. Let us create an atomic vector, like maybe, okay, side is equal to, we can use something like, let us create 2 4 because of time constraint. You can just say 1 shift ratio 20. So we can run this update. Now we can now create our matrix. You can give it a name that you can name it, or you can just do it directly. Okay, matrix, then side, comma, then end row. How many row do you want it to accept? Maybe you want it as, let us use 5 rows. 5 rows, then it will be 4 column like that. 5 rows. Let us first try this. 5 rows. We are okay. Okay, we are this side. Then sorry, you see now 5 rows. 1 2 3 4 5. So now look at this, it's moved by column. 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 5 6 7 8. It's moved by column. You can change it. Like matrix, maths, rix, then signed, comma, end row is equal to 5. Then by row, you'll be using some of this very well, so you won't forget it. Then true, you can use capital letter T like I told you before when we are dealing with logic. True. Then you now see that it's moved like by row. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You now see now that's the difference. And you can also arrange it in column. Matrix signed, comma, L column. You can check it to let us have maybe 4 column to make it the same, to make it to be in the same format, in the, to make it have the same rows and column. We are just using this for practice. Oh, let us check. Oh, so you can see now it's naturally it's usually moved by column, but you can change that by inputting by row to move by row. So we are done with matrix. Then we can also continue with sorry for this distraction. We can continue with data frame. Okay, let me first do list before I do data frame, because that data frame is like when you have your Excel sheet. So list those who that are conversant with program language, but they understand what is meant by a list. I think for some program language, list might be powerful maybe for what they are doing, but it's also useful here. Now list, let me show you the argument that it can accept vector, then it can accept various character like another thing is that all the one that the data structure we have been doing before, like vector, matrices and the like, you see that they are accepting one forms of data type for calculation. For this list and data frame, you see that they can accept I think array too. I even mistake on this slide. The array is supposed to be here. Dim and array is supposed to be in this part, not the part 4 here. They are supposed to be here. So they can also accept. So let me now show you how it usually work. Then list, we already have this vector. We already have this vector, like vector signed. Then we can just before I digress, I know that I want to do something that I forget. Ask list now. This is the argument it take function. Then if you want to know more, maybe it's not clear, you can use that question mark then input list. But let us proceed like this. List Abdullah shift list. Now you can now input some function, maybe like you have vector. It can accept vector like the data type like numerics or double character. You can accept all of them together at a time. So you just have like signed. Signed is, you can test for the what is, but it's it's numerics or double. So we can have a character together, shift where this PowerPoint, and adapt some diagram from a book that I almost read before, and I also recommend the book if possible. If now there are some diagram that will help you understand how it can accept many forms of data type. Then you can also post let me I'm coming. Yes, how to take something. Now, where do we stop? Oh, yeah. We can also include another thing about list is that it can contain uh it can contain another list, or you can input another factor here. So let us just stop like that. Okay. So now let us run Abdullah. You see now, it first contain this. If he inputs, maybe I'm looking for one that you can just input, like array or something else. So
I don't wish us, but no problem. I will know how it will be tomorrow morning.
so let's just
But
proceed, but it can
that same
accept
topic
different
here.
kind of data type. Salamat, can you? Okay. uh, Please, can you mute your mic? Okay. Now, data frame. If you are seeing, like, maybe since you have done Excel before, you have seen some like how data frame usually look like. You have maybe some rows of column. You also have headers. So that's what is meant. So when you are doing data frame, like this example, you want to create a data frame, you can have many factor, then brought all the factors together. You just do it directly instead of like this. Okay, so let me use that approach. Let me use that approach. Let me just first create uh, so let us first create atomic vector called name. Vector to Darren. You'll be using vector a lot. Shift. You can use equal to, but I love using this assignment operator. Then C Aisha. The data type is character. Advantages of using then bio. You can use any name you like. Yeah. So we have vector name like that. Then vector age. Shift vector age. We have created a vector called age. This one you overwrite it, or you can rename it age. Let's just call it age 1. Shift C 20, 21. Ndagba tẹ̀lé ra wọn 22. Then you now have an object. That object called h1 stored in our global environment. GPA, the GPA. they are very brilliant. If the scale of 4.0, 3.5, so so see, you see this equal to, I told you yesterday that equal to an assignment operator, they are doing the same thing. They are the same thing in R. 3.5 comma 3 point. Now we now have this vector. We can put all of this like we can have a data frame that like your Excel file, where maybe your column A1 will be named B1 H1 C1 GPA. So let us confine to data frame. Data dot frame, let student data dot frame. Then we now have name comma h1 comma then shift G E A. Now let us see our student. You see now, you see that it look like the Excel format of your column and your row. So data frame is one of the very important data structure in R. Now before I proceed, because I'll be introducing some thing. I think next is package. No, okay, writing CSP. Is there any question? Okay. Now for as you see this data frame, you can go and do you are going to do this exercise. I'm going to edit all this PowerPoint and send it to you. This thing is showing that you should select, like, extract GPA column after you create all this blah 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 blah. When you are selecting data, before I proceed with that, there is a function called string. Let me first write it like this: shift function string. I don't think it's a preview. Let me first use it. It's not a preview function. String. What is the name of our data? Students. Then so it cannot find it. We'll be using it later. I want us to do it with this one, package installation. We are going to install the package called tidyfast, so we'll be using it later. Let me proceed for now. So I think we are done from here. Let me go to data selection instead of this. Oops. I saw this exercise. That's the reason why I remember. This will be better. You can be using it here. This will be better here. So let us proceed. You can do data selection here. Now, this with what we have done, most of you will not be inputting the data by yourself. For most of the analysis, you'll be using some data set. So if you want to use a data set, it's best that you just import the data. That's the essence of read.cv. I think that I will be forced to. I think there is a package called readr. It's not a preview. Let me just use this opportunity to do it together again. You can do it together and the string and like. So package installation. Package. Now there's a lot of package you can use for R. You can't even know all of them. There's a millions of packages. Even if you have a package, that package you cannot even use everything. That's just the truth. Then, but for this most for data analysis, we usually use majorly. Even data science, we use majorly the tidyfast, a package called tidyfast. So we are going to install tidyfast. I already have tidyfast on my PC. You can go to the Crane website. That when I want to show uh Aliu the last time on how to download that, the same website Crane. You can there and go there and download the website and download your packages, but that's just waste of time. You can just come here and download it using install dot packages. Then you are going to tidyfast. I will use this opportunity to update my packages. You can actually use a function to update it, but for update, no, any mistake. Tidyfast. Then let us run it. It might take some time. Then it will ask that have you choose is it not, you can use cloud, you can use USA, like let us run it. Tidyfast. Oh, I made a mistake. Tidyfast. The spelling is tidy, TIDYFRSE. Object tidyfast. But library. It's tidyfast now. What's happening? It's tidyfast because I was able to load the packages now, and so these are what is contained. Like, let me try it again. I don't know why it's bringing those error. It's supposed to be, I'm coming. It's supposed to be install 820. Oh. Tidy. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not include the double quotation. Why am I making this mistake? So it brought this because I have downloaded tidyfast before. Let me try and remember. Okay, caret. Let me show you using caret. I don't think it's part of tidyfast. Caret. So it start to download this now. Yeah. So that's how to download any packages. I hope that you understand that. So after you have done that, then you can now load the packages using library, then the name of the packages tidyfast. We are, for this sake we are using tidyfast. Under tidyfast you see this thing, read r. That's what we can use to read our CSV. Write.csv is also part of read r. dplyr will be using it later, and also ggplot2. And this, even this lubricate is also a very important, and table, it's part of, and this string r is what you can use to like ask for the string. So since we now have our packages, let us start to use them. The data frame we created initially, let us use as string function string, then student. So it's going to bring us, for instance, if you have a data set and you want to look at all the headings, it's going to bring us all the headings. That's the essence of the string. uh string uh what's happening, string. We'll not find function string. Or it's not string. I'm coming. Let me check its spelling. String. So this is one of the people that I would advise you to go and follow this man, Adley Wickham. He's the author of tidyfast. So it's strange. I don't know what is happening. string. I don't know what's that.
So maybe you should try quoting that was student.
Oh yeah. Oh, but it's students, and okay, it's a data frame, not an object. It's a data frame, not it's like an object, like not just a mere character. So you're supposed to accept it, but I don't know what's happening. Could not find function strange. We are out of time already. Let us just proceed. I'm going to check it. Let me control C. Don't let me waste time on it. Let's just proceed. And importing and exporting data. So assuming that we have a CSV, let me call it sales data. You now want to import it. I can remember that you used sales data before. Since we already have our read dot csv, then the name, you must make sure that you must make sure that you must make sure that uh you have your data you want to import inside your working directory. And your working directory, I told you that you can choose your working directory here. And so you can choose your working directory here. That's one of the things that we did yesterday. And you can even note your working directory using get wd. My own working directory is in documents, so that's where I want to import this. So if there is any data called sales.csv, it's going to import it. If not, it's not going to import it. Sales, uh, oh, not such file. Let me check my working directory. Let me check the name. Okay, let us use climate.csv. Climate. Now the data has been imported like this. It's sure that it has been imported. Now you can even check you can even check whether it has been imported. But I want to remember another function instead of strange. We usually use we can use okay view. We can use view uh climate no sorry we use sales. It's not even sales. I supposed to change that name. It's not sales again. Then you can run it. See now, it shows uh what's inside sales data set. This is it. Climate jare. I will rename the object. So that's it. Let us continue. So we can use view. We can also use view for that one we have done for students. But strange will just help us bring the what do you usually call it. So you see now, this data set we created. Now another thing that we can write this, if you have created a data on R, you can just write it. We have created a data called student, so we can use write.csv. Write instead of read, write.csv. Then you have a data called student, comma, then what's the name that you want it to be. Let me call it record dot csv. Let us run it. Now if I come to my working directory, you see that there will be a called record. Here you see now record. So that's how you can create a data set on R. So we are done with that. An example is this. I adapt this from one textbook, because anytime you brought something, you must like reference such person. Now, for an example, I will copy this because we can't be writing everything. Then you can create this as an example. You can use create a data set called deck. Control V. Oh yeah, I don't like how it look, but we are going to feel it later. But okay. So this is everything. Mhm. So this record, this deck, I don't like how it look. I will have adjust the thing, but because of time is not on our side. Now you now have a data frame called deck. That deck, this one will be more comprehensive. This one will be more comprehensive. You can just like write dot csv, call deck, comma, let us use deck dot, let me use class dot csv. So you see now. So let us proceed. We have used a lot of time on that. Now this exercise, you can just you have learned how to import our data set using read.r, then how to save it and the likes. And you can also use selecting data. I don't want to forget. This part is also big, but let me just do the simple one. You can select using positive integer, negative integer and the likes. For this data set, let me select using just a vector. You can just say like deck, and I'll be happy. Deck. Yeah, you are going to use this kinds of bracket to select. Then if you want, we have face, we have face, we have value, and we have, I think, face and value. Okay, face, suit and value. That is the three factor we have. You can just select only the first row, comma 1, just press 1, and you are going to see what will happen. It's going to brought all the value. You see now. You can increase that by comma also 1, the second column, king. You see what this one did, that first column and first row. If you want us to increase this, if you want all the column, we can just use what is called blank space to select it. This is what we call blank space. So it's only brought one row, only the first row, and we can write 1, use blank space to select this. You see, it's brought all the, like, okay, this face, it brought all this column and the likes, but not the rows. but you can select it. I think they are 1 2 3 4 5 6. I don't know the number of rows, but you can select everything. I don't know the serial number. I want to remember how you can select the serial number. And you can also use this method to alter it. To alter it, maybe you can select it using value. I won't go deep in this because of time, so that it won't be confused. Value, you can select using name. So it brought all the value, how they look like. You can do for face, you can do for deck. Oh, so that because we have used different method, I want to include everything. Time is not on our side, somehow rushing. So I think that's all what we did. You can use them for selection. And maybe this one, how you can use to alter the row is like this. You have deck, comma 1 comma 1. You know that 1 comma 1 is king. You can now change it to maybe queen using what we call logical subsetting. If you are going to use double equals to like this, not the same thing as queen. You can just like queen to be queen. So oh, I understand what he did. It uses for testing. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. I but I'm coming. Oh, okay. It's like this. I think like this. And, so we have altered the value. Now you will see that the value has been altered. You see now it's now queen. So that's how we can use this selection to change the value. So we have done importing and exporting data. I wish that we should don we will start is using all the packages and the likes. So I will hear your opinion. I would love to like finish everything. What is your opinion? Or we should just end the class here today? Are you there, Ibrahim?
It's almost time for Salat. So
Yeah, that's true. What about the remaining slide? Should we create another class? People won't. I don't know whether people won't attend, or you can do the remaining by yourself. Or what do you think? I would love to finish the
uh, I'm
slide with you.
I'm cool with anyone.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, what's your name on the group?
Uh, Ibizuma.
Ibizuma. Okay. Okay, I'm going to chat you. We can create
Okay, no,
an independent like just
okay, no
during
problem.
my free time. I would like to
Yeah,
complete the slide.
no
Okay,
problem, no
thanks if
problem.
you are
I'll be.
attending. Let us go for Solar.
Yeah, no shit.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah,
Ami, Ami, Ami.
mm.